Hi dear children, today we are going to discuss exercise 13.3. First question. A non contains 5 red and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random. Its color is knotted and is returned to the urn. Moreover, two additional balls of the color drawn are put in the urn and then a ball is drawn at random. What is the probability that the second ball is red? So we will define our E1 and E2 as E1. Red ball is drawn in the first draw and E2 black ball is drawn in first draw. Okay, and what is our question? What is the probability that the second ball is red? So we need to find out the probability that the second ball is red. So we will define our event as, let capital A be the event that ball drawn in second draw is red. Ball drawn in second draw is red. Ball drawn in second draw is red. That is our E. Now we have 5 red balls and 5 black balls, right? We have 5 red balls and 5 black balls. Then P of E1 is equal to, total we have 5 plus 5, 10 balls. E1 red ball is drawn in the first draw. That is our E1. So outcomes favorable to E1. Number of outcomes favorable to E1 is 5 because we have 5 red balls. So this is equal to 1 by 2. Now P of E2 is equal to, total we have 10 balls and black ball is drawn in first draw. So total number of black balls is equal to 5. So P of E2 is equal to 5 by 10, that is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. Now if we are taking red ball in the first draw, this is a 5 red balls and 5 black balls we have. If we are taking red balls in the first draw, we will put 2 additional balls of red color. We will put 2 additional balls of red color into this bag. Okay. Suppose in the first draw we have black balls. Then 5 red ball and 5 black balls already we have. And if in the first draw we have black balls, then we will put 2 additional balls of black color. Okay, then we will put 2 additional balls of black color. Clear? In the first draw, if we have a red ball, we will put 2 additional 2 red balls. And if you have black ball in the first draw, we will put 2 more black balls in that into that bag. Okay. Now, what is our P of E1, A given E1? P of A given E1. That means probability of getting a red ball in the second row after the occurrence of E1. E1 is already happened. Now we need to get the probability of A. Okay, that is equal to, now this E1, if this E1 is already happened, now we will have 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 5, 12 balls we will have in our urn. Okay, 12 balls. And what we want to get here, we need to get a red ball. Okay, we need to get a red ball. Now how many red balls we have? 7. So P of A given E1 is equal to 7 by 12. Right? Now, what is P of A given E2? A given E2 means we need to get a red ball in the second row after the occurrence of the event E2. If the Z2 is happened, then our urn will contain 5 red balls and 7 black balls, right? If the Z2 is already happened, then that urn will contain 5 red ball and 7 black balls. So we have 12 balls. Okay, so this is equal to 12. Total number of outcomes is equal to 12. Now A means we need to get a red ball, right? We need to get a red ball. Now tell me, what is the probability of getting red ball? We have only 5 red balls. So this is 5 by 12. Okay. P of A given E2 equal to 5 by 12. Clear? Now, in this question, we need to find the probability of getting a red ball in the second row, right? We need to find the probability of getting a red ball in the second row. That means we need to find out the probability of A. If we want to find out the probability of an event, then we will use theorem of total probability. Okay. If we want to find out the probability of an event, then we will use theorem of total probability. Okay, so we are going to use theorem of total probability here. What is our theorem of total probability? P of A is equal to P of, here we have E1. So P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. No need to write P of E3 and all, because here we have only two events, E1 and E2, right? Okay. Now just substitute those values. P of E1, what is that? 1 by 2 into P of A given E1, 7 by 12 plus P of E2, that is also 1 by 2 into P of A given E2, that is 5 by 12. Okay, so 1 by 2 into 7 by 12 plus 1 by 2 into 5 by 12, that is equal to 7 by 24 plus 5 by 24 is equal to 12 by 24 is equal to 1 by 2. So in this question, the probability of getting a red ball in the second row is equal to 1 by 2. Second question. A bag contains 4 red and 4 black balls. Another bag contains 2 red and 6 black balls. One of the 2 bags is selected at random and a ball is drawn from the bag which is found to be red. Find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. Here we have 2 bags. Okay, we have 2 bags. So we will define our E1 and E2 as, let E1 be the event that the ball is drawn from first bag. Ball is drawn from first bag. And E2 be the event that ball is drawn from second bag. Okay. Ball is drawn from first bag, that is our E1. Ball is drawn from second bag, that is our E2. Now, what is our A in this case? One of the 2 bags is selected at random and a ball is drawn from the bag which is found to be red. So we are going to define our A as, let A be the event that the ball drawn is red. That is our A. The ball drawn is red. Now, we have 2 bags. Then P of E1. P of E1 means the probability of getting a ball from first bag. Okay, that is 1 by 2 because only we have 2 events. So 1 by 2. And P of E2. that is also 1 by 2. Okay, 2 bags we have. And what is the probability of choosing first bag? That is 1 by 2. And what is the probability of choosing second bag? That is also 1 by 2. Now, P of A given E1. P of A given E1. That means we need to take a red ball from E1. E1 means first bag. We need to take a red ball from first bag. We know that the first bag contains 4 red ball and 4 black ball. Okay, so total we have 8 balls and we need to take 1 red ball. Okay, so that is 4 by 8 is equal to 1 by 2. Now P of A given E2. Okay, A given E2, we need to take 1 red ball after the occurrence of this event E2. That means we took that second bag already and we need to take 1 red ball now. Okay, so in second bag we have 2 red balls and 6 black balls. 2 red balls and 6 black balls. So total we have 8 balls and we need to take 1 red ball. So 2 by 8, that is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, now in this question, our question is find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. Find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. So here we need to find out the probability of our E1. Okay, we need to find out the probability of one partition member. We need to find out the probability of one partition member. So here we need to use Bayes' theorem. Instead of the total probability theorem, here we need to use Bayes' theorem because here we are going to find out the probability of one of our partition member. Clear? So by using Bayes' theorem, what we will get? P of E1 given A. P of E1 given A is equal to P of E1 into P of A given E1 divided by P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. Okay. P of E2 into P of A given E2. Now just substitute that values. P of E1, that is 1 by 2. P of A given E1, that is also 1 by 2. Divided by 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus P of E2 1 by 2. P of A given E2 1 by 4. After simplification, you will get it as 1 by 4 into 8 by 3, that is equal to 2 by 3. 1 by 4 into 8 by 3, that is equal to 2 by 3. So, the probability of getting a red ball from the first bag, that is 2 by 3. Third question. Of the students in a college, it is known that 60% reside in hostel and 40% are day scholars. Previous year results report that 30% of all students who reside in hostel attain A grade and 20% of day scholars attain A grade in their annual exam. At the end of the year, one student is chosen at random from the college and he has an A grade. What is the probability that the student is a hostler? So can you please tell me what is our E1, E2 in this case? Here we have two conditions. The student is a day scholar and the student is a hostler. So we are going to define E1 and E2 as, let E1 be the event that a student reside in a hostel. Okay, that a student reside in a hostel. So hostler. Now E2 be the event that the student is a day scholar. The student is a day scholar. Then what is our A in this case? At the end of the year, one student is chosen at random from the college and he has an A grade. Okay, so let A be the event that is student attain A grade. Student attain A grade. Okay, student attain A grade. This is our A. Now, what is P of E1? That percentage is given. It is known that 60% reside in hostel. So, P of E1 is 60%. That is equal to 60 by 100. Okay. Now, P of E2. What is P of E2? That is also given in the question. 40% are day scholars. 40%, that is equal to 40 by 100. Now, P of A given E1. A student attain A grade and E1 hostler. It is given that previous year results reports that 30% of all students who reside in hostel attain A grade. Okay, so this is 30%. And P of A given E2. Day scholar attain A grade. That is given 20% of day scholars attain A grade. So that is 20%. So this is 30 by 100 and this one is 20 by 100. Okay. Now, which one we want to use here? Bayes' theorem or total probability? Here we need to find what is the probability that student is a hostler. What is the probability that student is a hostler? So actually we need to find the probability of E1. Okay, we need to find the probability of E1. E1 is our partition member. That is not our event A. This one is our partition member. So we need to use Bayes' theorem. So here we are going to use Bayes' theorem. By using Bayes' theorem, P of E1 given A is equal to P of E1 into P of A given E1 divided by P of E2 into P of A given E2 plus P of E1 into P of A given E1. Okay. Now just substitute the values. P of E1 60 by 100, that we can write it as 6 by 10, no problem. 60 by 100 into P of A given E1 30 by 100 all divided by 60 by 100 into 30 by 100 plus P of E2 40 by 100 into P of A given E2 20 by 100. Okay, just substitute the values and after simplification we will get it as 18 by 26, that is equal to 9 by 13. 18 by 26, that is equal to 9 by 13. Fourth question. In answering a question on a multiple choice test, a student either knows the answer or guesses. Let 3 by 4 be the probability that he knows the answer and 1 by 4 be the probability that he guesses. Assuming that a student who guesses at the answer will be correct with probability 1 by 4. What is the probability that the student knows the answer given that he answered it correctly? So in this question, we are going to define E1 and E2 as Let even be the even that a student knows the answer. We have two cases. One, he knows the answer. Second one, he guesses the answer. So we will define E1 and E2. Let E1 be the even that the student knows the answer. Let E2 be the even that he guesses the answer. Guesses the answer. Now, capital A be the event. What is the probability that the student knows the answer given that the answered it correctly? So, here we need to find student knows the answer given that. Okay, given that he answered it correctly. So, A be the event that answer is correct. Okay, A be the even that answer is correct. Now P of even that is given in the question 3/4 and P of E2 that is also given in the question 1/4. Now what is P of A given E1? Okay, just tell me what is A given E2. That is given in the question. It is given that assuming that a student who guesses at the answer will be correct with probability 1/4. He guesses the answer, that is our E2, and that is also correct. Okay, so that probability is given 1/4. Now my question is, what is P of A given even? Even means he knows the answer and answer is correct. What is that probability? He knows the answer and answer is correct. That probability is 1. Okay, that is sure event. He knows the answer, then sure that answer will be correct, right? So P of A given even is equal to 1. Now, which one we want to use here? Bayes' theorem or total probability? What do you want to find here? What is the probability that the student knows the answer? What is the probability that the student knows the answer? Given that knows the answer means even. Given that answer is correct. Answer is correct. That is our A. Here we need to find P of E1 given A. Then which one we need to use? Bayes' theorem. So by Bayes' theorem we will have P of E1 into P of A given E1 divided by P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. Okay, P of E2 into P of A given E2. Now, just substitute the values. Then P of E1 given A is equal to, what is our P of E1? 3/4 into A given E1 1 divided by 3/4 into 1 plus P of E2 1/4 into 1/4. Okay, so this you will get it as 3/4 into 16/3, that is equal to 16/13, that is equal to 12/13. Okay, this is our answer.